Merry Christmas. This is a very special holiday Toonami pre-flight episode. Merry Christmas, Jason.
Merry Christmas, Gil.
Today, we are going to be answering all of your... all is probably a slight exaggeration.
We're going to attempt to answer exactly 49 of the questions you, the Toonami fans, submitted in a special holiday fan Q&A blowout.
It's really going to be 50 questions, and the first question is, are you going to be answering questions today? And the answer is yes. So that's one. Now we only have 49 more to go.
The first question is, are your pants off right now?
And the answer is maybe.
Are our pants off right now? Maybe.
You'll have to stick around to the end of the show to find out for sure.
Full disclosure, we are pre-recording this, not actually on Christmas Day. But
happy pre-Christmas.
But we know you're watching this on Christmas Day, so we hope you are having a wonderful Christmas, and we hope you are taking this valuable time away from your family and using it for watching us.
Exactly.
So
you've already opened all your presents. You're sick of all your new toys.
You ate the food. Now everybody's
It's not quite time to go to the movies yet.
Yeah, everybody's starting to get on each other's nerves. If you're single, it's too early for you to go out drinking and go to the club or wherever.
You've started drinking, but you haven't gone out drinking yet.
So it's perfect time for you to watch us blather about nonsense.
Toonami pre-flight.
So the backstory on why we're doing this is because when Toonami first came back, Gil and I, every month, would answer your questions on the Toonami Tumblr. That's toonami.tumblr.com. And we would do it for about 2 hours every once a month on a Saturday or a Sunday, whenever we could. And as the Tumblr ads grew and we got more and more people, it became sort of it just wasn't as useful because we kept getting the same questions.
So as new people cycled in, it was a lot of the same questions.
Then we started doing it every couple months, and then we started going to cons, and and we finally decided, let's just do it once in a while, but we'll do it when we have anything to talk about. And so it's been a while. So thank you for submitting your questions. We got a bunch of good ones, and I think that's because it was a while. So we're going to just start going through these questions one by one. So if questions bore you, time to tap out. If questions excite you,
and if questions bore you, just stick around because your question's going to be coming up later on. And today is the day. The 49th question we answer is going to be, are we going to show your favorite show on Toonami in the future? So we aren't going to answer that one until the very end, so you have to stick around.
Where we are going to call out usernames. If we don't call out the name, that means it was an anonymously submitted question, and if it was a Facebook question, we will just use your first name.
And social security number.
So here we go. Let's start with the first question. Gil, you go ahead and take it.
Do you still plan to air the last two films in the rebuild of Evangelion series when they are available?
So we have aired the first two Evangelion movies, and something, we don't know what, is going on with the third one, but it looks like it may come out.
It was on Flight 93 from Australia to Los Angeles.
And God only knows what is going to happen with the fourth one. So we can't really answer questions like that because we really don't know what the scenario is going to be with the third movie, but obviously the first two did well, and if we were to show a movie and those movies were available, I personally would love to see them on Toonami.
I think it would be safe to say we still plan on doing it, per the question. We just don't know if that plan will actually come
I think
to fruition.
Actually it's safer to say
we
would like to do it, but that is not a plan.
The answer, we're going to limit these to one-word answers. Yeah. The answer is maybe.
I mean, exactly. I would like to retire on a beach, but that's not the same thing as having a plan to retire on the beach.
Well, you have to plan for that? Oh,
I'm sorry.
I should go.
You should plan for it. Okay, so next question comes from Bringfield, and his question is, would it be possible for Logic to make a cameo on Toonami? So that refers to the rapper Logic, and he just released an album that many people are praising, and our very own Steve Bloom appears as a character. There's a story in that album. He appears as a character named Thomas on a spaceship.
No relation.
With an AI. So clearly there's a Toonami influence, although I have not seen, and Logic has many times talked about his love for anime. I haven't seen him talk about his love for Toonami, even though I'm seeing some Toonami stuff in his work.
We also haven't gotten that check in the mail yet.
I don't think we're going to be featuring Logic anytime soon, but obviously he loves anime, and obviously he watched Toonami, so you never know.
Maybe. Wesley Whiteside says, thank you for Intruder 2. You're welcome. Are there any dream projects you would like to do with Toonami that haven't been done before? He said hasn't, but that really should be haven't, so I made that correction.
Oh, that's right. You're a left brain word fetishist. I forgot.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely.
What would be one, Gil? What would be a dream project for Gil? I've never heard Gil ever talk about a dream project. This is going to be a first time. Yeah. Do you have a dream project?
No, not really.
Do you dream about anything?
No.
I just figured Gil's like a robot.
I dream of electric sheep.
Yeah, he like wakes up in the morning and he's on, and then when he goes to bed, he's off, and there are no dreams or wants or desires. That's just my imagination of Gil, you know.
Yeah, I would. I mean, for now, I think the dream project would be get Sarah a body and get a new ship, whether that's called the Absolution or not, and
legit dream projects.
Get back into
legit dream projects.
Get back into space.
I would like to also see Sarah have a body. I would also like to have the Clydes come back and play a significant role. So we'll see if the money can happen for those dream projects. But those are some ideas we have. So let's go to an anonymous question.
The answer is maybe.
What were your favorite presents that you got on Christmas? I guess this means of all time. And for me, I'll just tell this story very quickly. My favorite present was also the present I spoiled for myself and learned a very valuable life lesson. So when I was a kid, Lego did not have these sophisticated sets they have nowadays that are licensed characters.
You got one brick and you were happy about it.
The big thing they had was this Lego castle set that's very well known to everyone of a certain era, certain age. And it was a giant yellow castle. It was a huge Lego set. It was the biggest one up to that time. And I wanted it very badly. It was more expensive than my parents could normally afford to get me. And I made a big deal out of it. And I usually didn't make a big deal out of presents, but I really wanted this thing. My mom basically told me she didn't think she could get it because she was just messing with me. So one day when she wasn't home, I looked around, looked under the nooks and crannies, and I saw it under my parents' bed. And I instantly felt terrible. And it instantly taught me a lesson that sometimes it's better to enjoy a surprise. And I've followed that all the way through to Toonami. So,
are these your grandparents?
But it was still.
These are not my
no,
grandparents.
those are not.
Sean, are these your grandparents?
Those are just somebody's grandparents, by the way. Those are not mine or Gil's. Those are some.
I think my grandfather had that.
Those
shirt,
are some very nice people. That's hopefully a stock photo that our art director for the show put up. But anyway. So I learned a valuable lesson. But it was still a dope present, so it's still my favorite present.
I have a very similar story. Our house growing up.
You discovered you were adopted. You looked under the bed and saw the adoption papers.
No, I found my binary reset code.
Oh, right. I'm a robot.
It was our house had like an electric eye across the staircase. That was like the security system, and you would flip it on. The thing was in.
Did you live in the Jetsons? House. What the hell?
I don't think.
What year was this?
I don't know, 86 maybe, 85.
Damn, boy.
So
did you live in Trump Tower?
Super unsophisticated because there was a banister staircase that went all the way around. My brother is not the fittest individual, so I was tasked with shimmying over the banister and dropping down onto the ground, combat rolling, and then telling him what all of our Christmas presents were. So they'd set it out. We woke up at like 2:30 in the morning into Christmas morning.
Right.
And I got a dirt bike, and I was super psyched. And I don't remember what my brother got, but we got it. We were
not
high-fiving
a dirt bike,
each other.
like a BMX.
Yeah, like not like a motorcycle.
Dirt bike is a dirt bike.
Yeah.
You got a BMX.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. I mean,
no,
it's a different thing. Okay.
And so then I climbed back up. We were super psyched. Come back down, and my dad still has this video somewhere. I should have brought it for today. But they're like videotaping on the first video camera ever. And it's like the one where you had like the satchel that had a portable VCR in it, and then it hooked into the camera.
Family was doing well at this point.
And my dad...
Sensors and video cameras. And
my dad did well in the early 80s. It was... that's a different story for the 90s.
Gotcha.
But so we'd already seen it, spoiled, totally surprised. Or the surprise, totally spoiled. We just started opening everything else. And my mom's like, did you not see the... bike here? And I do the worst little kid acting of all time, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't even see that. And my parents are like, you came downstairs, didn't you?
That's pretty good.
But it was still a sweet present. But yes, don't go looking for your presents, kids, on Christmas. You're going to find them, and everyone will be disappointed.
Let's look at the next one. The next question is from Taryn. I'm going to say it Taryn. It could be Tyrion, but
I think Taryn.
And that question is, why haven't any of you at Toonami tried to make Toonami its own channel apart from Adult Swim? Like,
how do they know that we haven't?
But I also like the phrasing. Why haven't any of you tried? Like, you didn't try. Any of you didn't try. Here's the thing, Taryn. We don't own Toonami. We can't decide what happens to Toonami. Sure. We can only influence.
All of you own. Oh wait, no, that's not true.
They do, but we can only influence what happens with Toonami. So Toonami, something becoming its own channel, I think to a layman sounds like, what's the big deal? But in reality, that takes hundreds of millions of dollars of investment and time. And even though anime was very popular at Toonami's height and still is popular enough to keep Toonami going right now, I think devoting an entire channel to it is a big financial risk with questionable upside. And were we even to try or ask, it's not really our decision to make. Turner's a very large company that owns many different networks, and Toonami is simply one piece of that puzzle. So I encourage you and everyone else, though I'm really appreciative that you love Toonami, to remember that it's just a good thing Toonami is on at all, because it wasn't for a few years. And the more you watch it, I'll just say, the more you watch it, the more you get other people to watch it, the better chances of it expanding or whatever you want to happen that's a good thing for Toonami. Those good things happen from lots of people watching it and it becoming popular.
And it does have its own streaming channel. So so
it's kind of like a network.
We did our job.
You get marathons, you get little commercials. Well, let's go to the next question. Gil, you can do this one.
Why aren't classic series like Mazinger or Starship Yamamoto shown occasionally? Do you think that means that we show them too often and they only want to see them occasionally?
I think they mean, why won't you once in a while show a really old classic show? And we'll give you a very simple answer. Gil?
People don't watch.
Ta-da! Nobody watches. You
anonymous.
Yeah, you
anonymous.
Who cares? You anonymous person in your bubble. Those shows are so old they don't even have Blu-ray releases. No one cares. Like, I care. I love those shows. But being realistic, just because I care and you care does not mean millions of people care. That's how many people need to care for it to be on Toonami. And traditionally, very old cartoons do not work anywhere on television.
A lesson that we learned in a small thing called Giant Robot Week.
You want to know what cartoons that are old work on television? Tom and Jerry and Scooby-Doo. And that's just about it. And that's because those cartoons are kind of evergreen. These cartoons were produced on the cheap in another country, dubbed even more on the cheap, and then run here 1,000 years ago and look like they were dragged through the dirt for 20 years. So while I love them,
that's a tough road that
they are not gonna be picking up new viewers. Toonami has to be able to hold a casual viewing audience in addition to the hardcore anime fan.
We run classic series like DBZ Kai and One Piece
and Samurai Champloo.
Surprise.
It won't be a surprise by the time this airs. So the next one is, can you get Toonami in Canada, please? And you know what? I love that idea. But again, we don't control that. So I urge you to write your local Canadian broadcaster and ask them.
CBS, you think?
Canadian I can't remember the name of it, but there's a Canadian broadcaster that shows Adult Swim, so they might be able to show Toonami. You should write them and ask them if they would be willing to show Toonami. We'd be willing to help.
It's true. Matt Dupreez wants to know, will we ever see the character?
No, next question.
Matt Dupreez wants to know, why does it seem Naruto Shippuden and One Piece keep going further back on the schedule?
Matt, you got to stop with the complaining, Matt. It's a bad look.
Matt Dupreez wants to know, why are we asking so many questions?
Matt, I have to tell you, the reason those two have been pushed back farther in schedule is because they're doing better later. And newer shows are doing better earlier. They're doing well enough to continue on the block. And we're really happy because we love both of those shows. Look, nobody's stumped more for One Piece than we have.
That's true.
And it just happens to do well where it is. And if those two shows can't hold good numbers at 1 a.m., then they move later. That doesn't mean they're out of the block. You know what I mean? So I think if you love those two shows, you should tell all of your friends to tune in where they are. And if they start doing amazing gangbusters numbers where they are, then maybe they'll move up earlier. That's kind of how TV works. It's you, the people, voting with your eyeballs.
It's true. I think you're up now.
Oh, okay. Madman40096 asks, is there any chance the Clydes could make a comeback? The Clydes refer to the little robots that for many years were sort of floating around. They were more like probes for Toonami. We haven't had them.
One day in the new
we
year.
We aired one ID last year with Clyde's, and nobody involved was happy with it, so we pulled it and didn't make any more because we ran out of money.
Because we hate you. I'm not supposed to answer that.
Then we had to save our money for Intruder 2. But we do want to bring Clyde's back, and I hope if Toonami continues the way it's been, you will see Clyde's in the future.
We picked up a paper route in the morning, and we're hoping to put that money into escrow.
They're not going to look like these Clyde's either, although I like those Clyde's, but that's like you can consider those a prototype model that didn't work out.
These Clyde's did not make it off the Absolution when the bomb went off.
Those are the Cleeds. Next question.
How much control do you have over programming decisions? Certainly significantly more than we did at the most this is what you're running time of Cartoon Network Toonami.
Yeah.
We are an active participant. That doesn't mean that we get to run whatever we want for a lot of different reasons. Right. Money, time, availability, dubbing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I would say we have a significant...
I would say we're a partner. We're an equal voice here at Adult Swim with the programming that ends up on our block. We are not the sole decision makers. But we do definitely, our opinion is listened to, and I think we're very grateful to Kim Manning, the head of programming for Adult Swim, and Mike Lazo for allowing us to guide the block programming-wise, and I think it's worked, in fairness.
I don't think that we'll be doing Toonami Pre-Flight episode 406 and looking back and saying they made us run Hamtaro the way we did Hamtaro.
I mean, basically, at the beginning of Toonami's life, because no one knew shit about anime at Cartoon Network, they kind of took our suggestions. In the middle, when it became a thing, it was sort of like, all right, let the big boys step in now, when it was sort of when Toonami was doing so well that toy companies were throwing money at it, and there were larger interests. Now we're back on Adult Swim, which is a much more homegrown network where decisions are made sort of at a much more micro level, and so we're allowed to participate like we used to be. So I'm very grateful for that.
Good luck with this name.
Next question is Rafts live on through me. Rafts lives on through me.
Ah, nice.
Is movie month going to happen at all anytime soon? No, Rafts. Next question.
Can Tom feel emotions?
Can Tom feel emotions is actually a very good question. The answer is yes. Tom can feel emotions. Tom's programming is a true AI. He is a thinking, sentient being. Sentient. That's a super inside joke, guys. Without any shade, Sean Akins sometimes used to call Tom a sentient robot. He meant sentient, and none of us corrected him. That's not his fault. That's really our fault, and we shouldn't be making fun of him, but it was still a funny thing. So yes, Tom is a sentient robot. He does experience true emotions, thoughts, and feelings, and he has a sense of morals. I think it started with a layer of programming, and then it's experiential, just like the rest of us.
That was a very good answer.
Next one. What can we, the Toonami faithful, do to repel the Weeaboo menace? You know what you can do? Just be chill.
Don't say Weeaboo menace, probably.
Well, no, you can say that. I would say that. Whereas if the defining trait of a Weeaboo is fetishizing Japanese culture and sort of being insular and not welcoming to new fans or popular shows because they're not the newest, most obscure shit, then what you could do is be the opposite, which is what we do, which is be welcoming, try to make new fans of this amazing art form, try to welcome people in and don't make fun of someone because they haven't seen a show that you think is a classic. Tell them instead, like, hey, you should totally see it. You're going to love it. Suggest things they might like. Be welcoming, be friendly, be cool. Don't be a dick, I think is probably...
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same words.
Just don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Next question. The loveliest lies. I like your name. If money was no object, would you want to make a TV show starring Tom? Yes. Yeah. If I was that lady, I would take all that money and I would make a show starring Tom. CGI, unfortunately, is still expensive.
Costs more than $1,400.
It costs less than it used to, but it's still an expensive medium to try to work in. So maybe one day, you never know. We've had several pitches for Tom shows in the past, so we might dig one of those up or start something new.
Maybe. Will the Samurai Jack series have new episodes, or will it just be another rerun of the old episodes?
You're not very bright, are you, Anon?
Sadly, we made a huge announcement to just rerun the old episodes. We didn't want to spoil it.
Bringing Gendy back, and by bringing him back, we just mean he worked on the old shit, and so therefore the old shit's back. And
it's going to be
by proxy, he's back.
Old episodes of Samurai Jack presented by Gendy is how we're packaging the new show. So.
No, it's all new shit. Anon, take it easy. You can believe people occasionally. Next question. When can we expect the Toonami app to be updated to support earlier operating systems? That's a good question. Sean? Never seems to be his answer. So we don't have the money for that. You can expect it to be updated for current operating systems post-intruder with a new look and feel. You might expect new activities later on down the line or new additional stuff. But unfortunately, we don't really have the money to ball like that to make it available for previous operating systems. We're just not rolling in that kind of cash. Sorry, people who have old phones. I know it sucks. But if you upgrade your phone at some point, it'll be there waiting for you. Why does Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece only come on TV on Saturdays?
Because that's when Toonami comes on.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because every show you like doesn't come on every day. That's the way it works. So... if you can,
for now,
you can hunt all those shows down if you want more episodes and not watch them inside Toonami. But I like to think you would rather have the Toonami experience. So we're just going to move on and hope you do the right thing. Do the right thing. Don't be stupid, all right? Be smart.
It's true.
Don't make Santa come for you.
Crimson wants to know, what do you all do when the English dubbing process is still ongoing and have to wait for more dubbed episodes to come out / be available?
We stop down. We
wait, and sometimes we wait and don't put the show on until that's finished.
Or sometimes we take a break, like Space Dandy. We took a break. That was always planned to be 26 episodes. It was broken up into 2 seasons of 13 because they knew that we would have to have a break in the dubbing process. So that's usually what we do. If the show's super popular or we just really need to get something on the air, we'll put it on the air. We'll take a break and wait for the dubbed episodes to, add up and then start it again, or we will just wait in the first place and premiere it later till we have enough to not stop. Green Line 743 asks, how do you go about acquiring new shows for Toonami?
By force.
We take territory in a number of different ways, actually. Sometimes a distributor like Funimation or Aniplex or, any number of distributors, Sentai, will say, hey, we have these shows. Check them out. You might be interested in one of them for Toonami. We particularly like this one, Sometimes
we can't tell you which one that
sometimes it's us hunting shows down. Sometimes it's our head of programming suggesting a show. Kim is an anime fan. Sometimes she'll say, I think this would work. I think that would work. Sometimes a person from another company comes, and then it's all up to how much does the show cost? When is it available? How complicated will the rights be to work out? There's a number. Do they have an existing deal with Netflix or Hulu or another streaming service? There's a whole bunch of factors that are involved. It's incredibly stupidly complicated, but that's kind of how it works. Next question.
Are the current episodes of Naruto filler?
We don't believe in filler.
Who cares?
So, who gives a shit? Next question.
Sonic the Cute 12. Do you think that there are 11 other Sonic the Cutes out there?
Yes, I do.
Is Tom 4 really dead?
Well, we only know that the intruder told...
Is anyone really dead?
We only know that the intruder told Tom 5 that he killed Tom 4, and that he does have Tom 4's voice. So I'd say the possibility is high, but we have no other evidence. So we're just going to have to wait and see if maybe we figure that story out at some point. But for now, it doesn't look good for Tom 4.
And the intruder always tells the truth, but maybe he's lying.
Rest his soul. Ali Alpha asks, will you guys consider airing an uncut version of Digimon, or at least try getting it to air on Cartoon Network? I'm sorry. The answer to that is no. That was a Fox Kids show. We never particularly liked Digimon. It certainly doesn't belong in this version of Toonami, and we are not any invested at all in trying to get it on Cartoon Network. So, sorry, Digimon fans. I know there's a lot of hardcore Digimon fans who believe it's better than Pokemon. That may be true, but it will forever be associated with Fox Kids who sucks. And so it's also
that's their actual.
It's also genuinely a kid show and can't be on Toonami now. So the window is closed for Digimon and Toonami Association. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, it's Harmony, which might be the most pleasant username.
Don't worry, it's Harmony.
Is Toonami planning on sticking with only newer anime, or will we see some old school shows / episodes here and there?
Sure, you're going to see Samurai Champloo right now. Yeah, we like to mix it up. I mean, we're not going to go that old, though, but I would argue DBZ is old. The One Piece episodes we're showing are old. Naruto's old. I mean, they're new to Toonami, but those aren't new shows.
Yeah.
Michiko and Hachin was out for several years.
We've rebranded old to old school.
Yeah, it's new to you. So, yeah, Toonami will... My perfect version of Toonami is a nice mix of short shows, long shows, obscure shows, new shows, and old shows that are all great and contain action. That's my perfect vision. Sometimes we lean more in one direction or another based on marketplace forces and things happening, but that's
also my favorite Dr. Seuss story.
Prince of Pugs asks, are you single? Now, I don't know if this question is for me, Gil, or Tom. Neither Gil or I are single.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're both married. But Tom...
to each other.
Might be available, although he's a robot, so it's going to get complicated. You might want to watch Her.
His relationship status is it's complicated.
You might want to watch Ex Machina and Her and sort of get a little information about dating AIs and robots. It can get complicated. Arthur Mesa asks, what was your favorite part of Intruder 2, Jason and Gil? Good question. Gil, you go first.
The cop-out answer, which is mostly the actual real answer,
Gil's big on cop-outs, guys.
Is being able to get it on the air. Having enough...
Of course, being able to do it, yeah.
Having enough resources and time and interest and fan interest and everything else to actually make it happen. In terms of a storytelling element, my favorite moment in Intruder was reading Dana when she was reading her VO for her ending Sarah speech when she was getting pulled offline, because it actually was super emotional to hear, and she did an amazing job. From a watching standpoint, I don't know what... I mean, there wasn't any surprises for me at that point, so I think that would probably be my personal favorite.
It bored him as a viewer. My favorite part is where Tom says, I'm not down with visitors who don't call first, because I'm not either. So I agreed with him, which is why I wrote the line. But
I just drop over out the blue.
I also really like the new environment, and I love when Tom opens the door. The animators did an amazing job sort of echoing Star Wars and, epic movies of the past. So that's a cool moment, I think. And yeah, I'm just happy we got the damn thing done. Next question. ISAF Mobius 18 asks, if TV censorship wasn't an issue, what adult or mature rated anime would you want to air that you cannot currently? Well, not really, because I don't really give a shit about that. I will say that we wanted to air Lupin, the woman called Fujiko, whatever, Mine, and we couldn't because it's got too many boobies, even for us. So that was
that sounds bad.
That was one that I wanted to put on. I thought it would be awesome after Michiko and Hachin, and it's new and it's really great show, but it just had too much nudity for our on-air censors to allow. So that would be one for me. Do you have one, Gil?
I wouldn't have thought of that, but I'm going to take your answer and put that forward.
Okay.
But like in terms of like a hentai show or like fancer,
or a super violent show like Berserk.
Yeah,
maybe Berserk. Berserk would be one. I don't think we can get Berserk on the air, and we're not hunting Berserk down, but Berserk would probably be one that may be a little too violent even for us.
And I just don't know how, like, what people's reaction, like, are people looking for that show from us? It's still like a weird line of...
We have a lot of different people watching across. Yeah, we're never going to go too crazy hardcore. That's just not Toonami. Next question. Oh, it's
Shy Biscuits.
Shy Biscuits. Was it difficult getting Sonny Strait back as Tom 1? No. It was very easy.
It was difficult keeping the secret that it was coming on. Not that he was ever going to tell it, but
he did
it just
not.
was
but
a
we
fun...
But we did make him
We
sign
felt like
that.
it was a fun moment that we didn't want to spoil, and it was just...
Yeah.
We went out of our way to make sure that everyone didn't leak it in this informationally happy era.
Yeah.
But I would say that was the most difficult part of the process, and even that wasn't all that difficult.
He signed a non-disclosure agreement.
So we were coming for his ass.
Vernononics asks, do you guys still have access to the old game resources for the Intruder, Lockdown, and Trapped in Hyperspace games? And if so, will you guys ever be able to release them into the wild again? I'm sorry, but the answer to that question is no. We don't have any of those game assets. Those were created years ago by lots of groups of other people, and we will never be able to release those games again. However, the Wayback Machine has a couple of them you can still play. So you can find them out there.
That's at waybackmachine.com.
You can go back. You can find a few of them out there. But yeah, those games are done. So
dust in the wind.
Yeah.
Ask Trancy Cosplay wants to know, how do we decide what shows / anime to air?
Whoops, we kind of already answered this question. See our earlier answer, Ask Trancy Cosplay.
We toss the bones on the table and we sear them into the future.
We climb to the top of the mountain and consult the oracle, and then the oracle tells us.
The spirit world is always a good place to start. What do you think this is?
Dechuri is always watching.
That's frightening.
I've been hearing about the return of Samurai Jack and was wondering if there would be any official streaming service. No, we're not Netflix. We're actually a network. We're not a fake network or a streaming network. We're a real network. We will have the Samurai Jack episodes streaming. I'm not sure where. I'm sure at some point they'll be up on the Adult Swim streams. I'm not sure when, though, and I'm sure you'll be able to get them on demand and all the other normal places you would get an Adult Swim show. But there's no particular streaming service that would be the official streaming service for Samurai Jack. I think if you really want to see Samurai Jack, you're going to have a cable or satellite subscription.
You will have to go through the authentication process.
Yeah. And Anon asks, why is this vintage series getting a continuation and added to Toonami instead of new anime?
Because it will be new.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The question was actually, why is Samurai Jack...
Oh, yeah, that's why I figured that it was...
getting a continuation and added to Toonami instead of new anime. Because it happened. Who cares? Why does everything have to be anime? Toonami has always been more than anime. Samurai Jack's an amazing animated show. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But it's not our job to make new anime. And we own Samurai Jack, and I think it's wonderful that we get to bring it back. So... sorry, Anon.
So you're welcome.
Sorry to disappoint you with one non-anime show in years and years and years of hundreds of anime that we've shown. Next question is also anonymous. When is Adult Swim going to show new episodes of Naruto, Shippuden, and One Piece? Every week. New to us.
Yeah,
we haven't caught up with One Piece, which is now at episode 700 and
if we stopped Japan from broadcasting television and we wait... 9 years, it would be then.
We are showing episodes of Naruto and One Piece that have not aired on TV before at this point.
And we're not going to skip ahead.
Yeah.
So for you, Anon.
All Animated 93 asks...
I think it's Alan I Mated 93.
All Animated 93 asks, since you have the Intruder 2 event, why not have a rerun on the previous Saturday's Toonami on Thursday nights?
That is some complicated math.
Yeah, Toonami's good. I love that people want Toonami more than once a week, but it's usually based on that it's more convenient for them to watch on a certain night. And right now, it's working on Saturday night, so I don't see us expanding beyond more than that night. And I am glad that everybody who wants it to feels that way, but we don't have enough critical mass for that. I mean, we
just keep watching Saturday.
Yeah, we're really happy about Saturday.
We're pleased to have you there.
We're really happy about Saturday, but it is the Adult Swim network, not the Toonami network, and they do pretty well on their own. Next question, Henry De La Cerda asks, has there ever been a show you regretted putting on Toonami? Only one that we picked, which would be Tenchi GXP. Because it ended up being a pretty shitty show, and we didn't think it was, but we didn't see enough episodes, and we learned a valuable lesson.
Never trust our instincts.
Yeah. Other shitty shows that were put on Toonami were not our decision, and we don't consider them our fault. Those would include Hamtaro, which is not a shitty show, but a bad fit for Toonami. SD Gundam, not a bad show. Well, a bad show and a bad fit. And Wulin Warriors, which was not a good dub.
27-ish of Toonami
Pre-Flight. You take the next one.
Nick Christopic would like to know, would you
guys...
guys...
Christopic. Nick Christopic. It rhymes.
I apologize,
Mr. Mitzelplix.
For not...
Mr. Mixelplix.
Would you guys like to see a Cowboy Bebop prequel OVA for each character of the Bebop crew? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think Bebop has...
Please submit your script suggestions.
Bebop has such fascinating characters. You could totally do an OVA on each of their pasts. That'd be awesome. Good idea. Go pitch that.
But we can't accept unsolicited pitches, so please have your agent contact our development team. Justin Clarkson would like to know...
Oh, we're reading these guys' full names. Whoopsie.
Well, they put it on Facebook. So
yeah, I guess that's true. All right, go ahead.
For not coming up with a fake...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Justin C. would like to know, have you guys ever thought about bringing Tom into the video game world?
Yeah, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, there's been some video games. I mean, obviously Adult Swim Games has an incredible amount of amazing games, but they work like all on their own. They don't really need a Toonami game, and Toonami doesn't need to be a game. So, I mean, it might be fun, but I'd rather do what we're doing now.
Like having Tom play... games in the world and review it and have it be that narrative.
If you really want Tom in a game, he was in Sly Cooper 2 as an unlockable character. You could make a Tom in some games. We've done it before. We made an Animal Crossing Tom. But, yeah.
We might make a Fallout Tom mural if we can ever figure out how to do it.
I don't see Tom being in the video game world anytime soon. You never know. But, it's not something we think about much.
Till now. Mark S. I guess we already... any particular reason why Akame ga Kill has soundtrack music op-eds instead of shortened versions of the songs like with other shows?
Sure. That decision was made by Sentai. Those decisions are made by the distributor. I will say unequivocally, we cannot air full show opens. We always do when the show premieres. We make the time because we know fans love it. But we can't do it every week, or else there would be no Toonami packaging. Hence, the Toonami in Toonami would have to be removed, and then you would just be getting your show, which some people would probably be fine with, but most people wouldn't. So
we wouldn't.
We ask the distributors to shorten the opens because we don't want to be the ones hacking it up arbitrarily. So whatever your beefs with it, ultimately, it's their decision. So I guess they felt that rather than cutting the song in half, they would take a soundtrack moment and do that. So if you really like the open for Akame ga Kill, I would say pull up YouTube and watch it until you don't want to watch it anymore because you don't need to see it every week. Eon Brown asks, why does Jason carry lunch from home? I guess this is from when Dana was talking about that Gil and I like to bring our lunch. I'll tell you why I carry lunch from home and I didn't today. And so what's going to happen today? Let's use today as an example.
What's going to happen today?
I didn't carry lunch from home because I was too busy this morning. So I am going to go to the cafeteria and eat something that I shouldn't because the salad is not good there.
Human meat?
They don't sell human meat, at least that they tell us about. I'm not going to eat something healthy, or I'm going to order food out, and either way, I'm going to eat something I shouldn't eat and get fatter. So that's why if I bring my food from home, it's generally healthier. This is a sort of white-collar workplace issue that many people deal with who have to work in offices. And in our office, the cafeteria, they do a great job, but I, for whatever reason, don't want to make the healthy choices at the cafeteria. So what I try to do is remove the choice from the equation by making myself a salad in the morning, and then you'd have to be a real piece of shit to bring in a salad and then ignore it and throw it all away and go eat trash. So that's why I do it. I don't know why you want to know, but now you know. Casey Cantrell, nice name, Casey Cantrell. You should be in a rock band. Asks, why was Tom 4's design so drastically different from Tom 1, 2, 3, and Tom 5? That is a very good question. Thomas the Tank Engine, Tom 4 there, our buddy, he was different because at the time, Sean Akins, who ran Toonami, had made a decision, look, we only had Tom have a motorcycle helmet look because we didn't have the technology at the time to animate lip flap and eye movements. The technology has become easier to use. We have a staff, and at the time we had a CG staff of four people. We have a staff. We can do this every week. Gil and I argued pretty bitterly with Sean about it and told him this is not going to be manageable week to week. This will result in us not being able to do as much Tom animation, which will result in the block feeling more stale.
You may not have noticed, but there's not new Tom animation every single week.
Yeah.
Not to spoil it for you.
And we couldn't afford the level to keep that Tom going. We couldn't afford it. And he wanted us to have more characters. So we had Tom, D, and Flash, all with facial animation. So doing anything became a huge
undertaking.
Thing. Yeah. And unfortunately for everyone involved, Gil and I were right and Sean was wrong. Also, it turned out, and we also wanted to, growing all the other Toms, we had always had a comic or some backstory that explained why. Because after Intruder, we felt like Toonami fans wanted a reason that the continuity changed. But Sean was of the mindset that all the original Toonami fans had moved on, and a whole different generation of kids was watching, and they don't give a shit about the backstory. And I think that's partially true, but it turned out there was a whole bunch of people who had been watching and were really pissed off when we switched over and there was this new Tom. So it was a really good lesson for all of us to learn about how much you can change and how much you can't and still retain the soul of what something is that people love. But it wasn't a decision Gil and I sort of agreed with. It was a decision we executed because we're soldiers.
But it did look great.
I mean, the animation was done in RenderMan, which is Pixar's
literally no other television.
Yeah, no one had done it before.
Or will ever do again.
And it looked amazing, and I to be clear, I don't hate Tom 4 at all. I think he looks great.
Wait, why do you hate Tom 5?
I think Tom 4 looks great, like Gil said. All the animation looks great. It's super high quality. It just
wasn't the Toonami that people necessarily were looking for as a vocal Toonami fan.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And he, I think people really hated him. Now they hate him less because he's in the rear view so much. And then the comics sort of helped. I think.
So in another 18 months, people will be nostalgic.
Bring back Tom 4, man. So yeah, good question. Brian Gunderson asks, "How old are you guys?" And Brian,
do you think that's like, oh my god?
And Brian, it's
not polite to ask.
It's kind of a weird question.
You never ask a lady how old she is.
But I don't give a shit. I'm 43, Brian. I'm old, baby.
I'm 41.
Old. Gil's 41. We are olds.
I think, yes, 41.
We are olds. So
we are.
One day you can come and replace us.
But you better bring a lot of friends.
Milton Alvarado asks, do you think that Toonami is a good gateway to introduce a new friend to music? I would say generally the answer is yes, because I've heard over the years from so many Toonami fans. I first heard about Daft Punk from Toonami. I first heard about Gorillaz from Toonami. I first heard about, Run the Jewels, I've heard it so many times. Mastodon, I do think Toonami is a good way to introduce a friend to new music if you think they like
the actual question was a new friend to music, so
either way. But yes, I selfishly do think that based on evidence,
based on you introducing,
based on the music, it being a fact.
Travis Perry would like to know, is airing fan art themed bumps on television still out of the question? This is based off of our Fan Art Friday, which you can take part on in Facebook.
If you want to say that short, it's Fart Friday.
So send us your farts on Friday.
Send us your fart
to facebook.com/Toonami, which I have said wrong in the past, but I'm
Facebook.com/Toonami.
She's giving me the nod, yes. And maybe your name will get on the tape, and we will show you your fan art every Friday.
Your fan fart. But it's not going to be on TV because it's just... We don't want to use the TV for fan art because a lot of the fan art comes from younger folks, and it just feels like a sort of... When you put it on TV, it just feels a little bit too much like a kid thing. Then, Facebook, we can choose the one a week that's obviously a very talented... But if we were soliciting a ton of them, we'd get a decent amount of all kinds of people that used to watch Toonami or that tell their kids to watch, or that have never seen it. We get all kinds of weird stuff.
I mean, we definitely like the submissions that we're getting, and we like doing it on Facebook. But we feel like that's a digital strategy, not necessarily a linear one.
That was a cop out right there, guys. If you want to witness one. Ian Isberto asks, "Does the intruder have a weakness?"
Yes, when the ship that he's standing on blows up. He is not as happy as he was prior to that point.
His weakness was his obsession with Tom.
His greed and his avarice.
I think his weakness actually was that he absorbed Tom, and Tom's consciousness melded with his, and he wasn't prepared for that to happen. It wasn't prepared for that to happen, and he became a he. I think that was the weakness, because otherwise it would have continued absorbing life forms, unchecked. And aspects of the Intruder are probably still out there doing that. But this particular aspect of the Intruder, its downfall was not knowing that would happen, and then becoming obsessed with destroying Tom 5, which didn't work out.
If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
He did not.
Eon Brown asks, will we ever be given a tour of all the floors on board the Absolution?
Not anymore.
Not right now, because it doesn't exist. So the answer is no. Not anytime soon.
Bryce Wiggins. You guys better not mess up Sam Jack. That's my bread and butter right there. A couple of issues with this one. One, that's not a question.
I wanted to ask about that, Bryce.
Two, your bread and butter, like you created it and you're getting your money off it?
Bryce, the term my bread and butter usually means how I'm getting paid. So unless you're working on Samurai Jack and or
do you think
selling Samurai Jack?
Do you think Indy's pen name is actually Bryce Wiggins?
You better not mess it up. By you guys, I mean me. That's the other thing is Gendy Tartakovsky, the original creator, is on board with a lot of members of the original team. So
they're not going to mess it up.
So calm down, Bryce.
You're fine.
Next time,
your
ask
bread
a real
and butter
question.
is in good hands.
Yeah. First of all, figure out idioms and how they work, and second, figure out when we say it's a question, ask a question.
But keep watching, Bryce. We love you.
Just don't be a dick.
Justin Saria?
Yeah.
Saria.
Saria.
Is Toonami ending? Ellipses, question mark?
Justin, all things come to an end.
We're all dying.
We will all die. One day this universe will go dark.
Someday this war is going to end.
And nothing will live. Not
anytime soon, though.
Toonami is not ending anytime soon that we know of.
But if you know something that we don't know, please give us a heads up.
If you've seen the future, please tell us.
Facebook.com/Toonami and let us know, because we have mortgages and families to
Jet
take care
Tiernan, I like your name, Jet. It's very Star Warsy. Jet Tiernan asks, can I access the Toonami app from the page? I guess you mean from Toonami.
From Toonami.com. There is a hyperlink to both the App Store, the iPhone, Macintosh-based for consumer-facing store, and Google Play. They don't call it Google Play Store, right? It's just Google Play. I think it's just Google Play for your Android devices. So you can access getting the app from the page. There is no way to access the app directly.
No, it's an app. So it's mobile only.
You got to go to your respective phone OS store and download the app, and then start amplifying the signal and enjoying the goodness.
There's no desktop version.
What level are you in the Toonami app?
I don't know. Level 1. I've pressed the button once or twice.
Okay.
I made sure the app got made. I think my responsibility ends there.
Clearly.
What level are you?
I like 200 and something.
Yeah, not bad. The last question that we are going to answer today is from Joe Sam. Will Dana Swanson still be involved with Toonami going forth? Excellent wording. Yes.
F&A.
Of course she will. Dana's the best.
This question was obviously submitted prior to knowing that Dana has rejoined the team as the voice of Sarah. That was a bit of a
head fake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a storytelling
technique.
She's kind of a different Sarah now. We're not sure what that means, but she's still Sarah, and it's still voiced by Dana.
So you're welcome.
Sorry.
So we successfully made it through 49 questions. We hope that you enjoyed that portion. We have
one sneak peek
to a Lord Raja music video. What's the name of the song? I don't remember.
It's not a music video, Gil. A sneak peek this week is for the Lord Raja free album.
Oh, I thought there's a video with it too.
That we are giving away. There's a commercial for the album. So let's go ahead and show the commercial for the album, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
Winter's chill has settled in, and cabin fever is imminent. Adult Swim and Ghostly International are here for you. It's called Para, An all-new full-length album from Lord Raja. 14 straight jams from the other side of the holiday doldrums. Get it free right now at adultswim.com/para. And don't say we never gave you anything. Only from Adult Swim and Ghostly International.
So yeah, Lord Raja is a ghostly recording artist whose music we've used in Toonami a bunch, and in Pre-Flight, in fact. He's awesome. He makes amazing beats, and I love them. So an opportunity came about with Ghostly to release an album of Lord Raja music. So this is all original music. It's called Para, and all the information was pretty much in that spot. But it dropped yesterday, Christmas Eve. So if you didn't already know that, you should go and download it now. It's for all Adult Swim fans, but Toonami fans will recognize Lord Raja in particular just because we've used his music a lot. And this is all new stuff, and it's all just as good, and it's free. So Merry Christmas from us and Lord Raja to you. We hope you like the music. And, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It'd be stupid to play the music here. Just go listen to it. It's streamable. It's downloadable. We're going to use a lot.
Free.
If you like it, we're going to use a lot of it. We're going to use a lot of it in Toonami, so it will soon become Toonami canon, and you'll hear it on Adult Swim as well.
So the Lord Raja album is not filler.
Yeah. So if you like it, let us know, and we're going to do more of that kind of thing. We just wanted to give you guys a Christmas present, and Lord Raja wanted to give you a Christmas present too.
And one other, should we play it all back to back to back to back to back to back to back?
What? Oh, yeah. And then we're going to end the broadcast with a rebroadcast of the complete Intruder 2
box set
Master Cut Edition.
This is the director's edition, and you'll notice some slight changes where we just butt them up against each other.
Smashed it together, but otherwise it's the same. So this is what you're about to see is the whole of Intruder 2 back to back to back. And then we're done humping Intruder 2 for the foreseeable future on Toonami Pre-Flight. So we hope you have an amazing Christmas. We hope these questions were enlightening. We hope we didn't make fun of you guys too much. We love you.
We hope we made fun of you a little bit.
We want you to have a great Christmas. We hope you enjoy the Lord Raja beats. And we will see you next week for another new episode of Toonami Pre-Flight.
And we'll see you for Intruder 3, The Intruding, coming to a television station near you.
No. That's a joke. Merry Christmas!
Bye!
So, the fox can't be on the same side as the chicken, but the chicken can't be on the same side as the cabbage?
Correct, but you can row back and forth.
Okay, so you put the cabbage...
Tom, I'm reading a large ship, unknown design. It's headed right for us.
Friend or foe?
Wait, I'm getting a distress signal. She's moving slowly, but appears to be undamaged. I can't scan her properly from this distance.
Halon, please.
Attention, unidentified vessel. This is the Absolution, free ship. Registration key 031797. Please identify yourself. Your distress beacon has been activated. What is wrong with your ship?
She's still coming closer. Take us down a low burn and put her up on the monitor. Don't recognize the design. No damage visible. Any additional readings, Sarah?
Tom, it's firing on us. Powering up shields. Brace for impact.
Sarah, open fire. Full power. All batteries, now.
Spinning up all guns. Target acquired. Firing all.
Hell yeah. The first shot was free. Now your ass is mine. Sarah, did we disable her?
Her engines appear to be mortally damaged. She's just coasting now. Cannons appear to be... Wait, I'm getting another reading. Something is...
What the hell was that? Some kind of EMP?
Or virus. Took out most of our main systems. My core is shielded and so is yours. But most of our other systems are totally offline. I have no control of the ship, Tom. We're vulnerable.
This doesn't look good.
Most of the damage done by the EMP doesn't appear permanent. I'm working on rebooting as many systems as I can.
Wait, you see that thing? It's headed right for us. Doesn't look like anything explosive, but it's definitely about to ram us. Can you get the artificial gravity working? Ow! Okay.
Tom, I can't get the shields back online in time. I read no explosives, but there's definitely a life form aboard that vessel. Current trajectory has it hitting the aft of the Absolution, between levels 54 and 55.
Damn it. Are the elevators working? I gotta head down there. Once it hits us, if we're still here, seal off any doors you can around it. I'm not down with any visitors who don't call first.
Be careful, Tom.
Oh, ye of little faith.
It's about to ram us. Brace for impact.
Who is this? Well, I guess we're still here. So whatever this thing is, it wants inside, not necessarily to blow us up.
Hull breached at the 54th floor, aft section.
What the hell could they want? What's in that section?
My AI core. Tom, maybe they knew the EMP wouldn't take me out. Maybe it wants my core systems for something.
All the more reason to show at the door. Nobody's taking you on my watch. Let's see what you got, sucker.
Get out of there. My sensor readings have confirmed the identity of the intruder. It's the intruder. From before.
Wait, what? That giant blob that attacked us like forever ago?
Yes. There's something else mixed in with its DNA. Some sort of intelligence I can't seem to read. It seems familiar, but I don't know why. Tom, the intruder has eaten through doors 6 and 7. It's almost to the room housing my AI. It's right around the next bend.
At least I've got a better gun this time around. I may need an exit here, Sarah. Can you keep that elevator humming and prep the coolant blowers? It may slow this thing down.
It's almost at the core entry.
No. You'll have to do better than that, Tom. Oh, man. I make a really crappy bad guy. Won't stop me. What the hell do you want from me? To make you suffer, of course. Damn it. Sarah, he breached the core. Can you back up your systems?
I'm trying, but the backup servers were fried in the EMP. It doesn't look good, Tom. You need to get out of there. He's at the core console right now.
No! Can I get to him from another floor? There's gotta be a way
It's too late, Tom. pulling me offline now. I'm fading. I can't see
him. Sarah.
Sweet victory. Do you know how long, Tom? Do you know how long I've been out there looking for you? Did you really think blowing off the engine of your ship would kill me? You can't kill me, but I can kill you. Oh yes, I can kill you. First, Sarah paid the price. And now, I control your ship. And I'm saving you for last. Just as your last body and consciousness became a part of me, changed me. Now your new body will do the same. And we will do such great things together, Tom.
I don't know why you're so obsessed with me. But you killed Sarah. And I promise, you're not gonna ever hurt anyone again. You hear that? Never again!
Oh, Tom, we share the same consciousness. There's nothing you can do that I won't think of first. And I've been chasing you for far too long to let you go now. I tracked your other self down on that distant moon where you were hiding, and killed him. But that wasn't enough. I found a record of a broadcast that led me to you directly. I've absorbed thousands of life forms and never had the trouble I've had with you. But that's all over now. Where are you headed? The bridge? I'll meet you there, Tom.
Oh, Tom! You're not on the bridge. Where could you be, huh? I damaged the escape.
Odds you can't be hiding there. The engine core drive has been sealed off, so you won't be blowing me up. Where are you? I will find you.
Tom, you fool. Did you forget about the auto-locator you have embedded in your chassis? You're on level 22, and I'm coming. There's your locator, ass. Here goes nothing. Tom, I'm coming for you. Be ready! Where's the bridge on this thing? Cannons? Inactive. Thrusters inactive. Escape pods. Yes. Very close. Now, if I can just set one thing up. Nice try, fool. My ship's too damaged to take you anywhere, and the cannons don't work. Your ship, however, your ship's cannons work just fine.
Tom, whatever you're trying to do, it won't work. And I'm in
the Absolution's gun battery, which should be spun up in, just about 30 seconds. Thank you for taking yourself out of the picture. I hope you enjoy these last few moments of life. Yeah, I got some last words for you, pal. You want to hear them? Why not, Tom? You have about 10 seconds left. So make it quick. This is for what you did to Sarah. What? Okay, what's nearby? Something decommissioned, maybe? There. Perfect. Might be a bumpy landing, but I have just enough fuel to get there. Come on, baby. Come on, be right. Sarah, is that you?
I think so. I'm missing some subroutines, and I've got all kinds of new information in my matrix. But I'm here. How did you do it?
I downloaded the entire Absolution's infrastructure mainframe, hoping that there was enough of you spread out through all of its systems that plugging all that back into a healthy mainframe might allow you to reconstitute.
Thank you, Tom. I'm not sure how much of the old me is gone forever, and what new parts I'll find, but I'm just happy to see your face. But I'm not happy to see your down an arm. Let's fire the space up and get you a new one, and maybe even find us a ship.
Yeah, I gotta get me an arm. Then we'll clean up this decrepit old place and see if it has a name. Might be a while before we can get our hands on a ship as sweet as the old Absolution.
And the intruder? He's gone?
Yep. Dust in the wind. Now, about my arm, did you find anything?
Take the left out of this room and hit the first door on the right. There's a molecular printer in there. I've uploaded the design, but the printer hasn't been active for a long time, so...
Hey, I'll take what I can get. Fire it up.
It looks good. How does it feel?
Well, it ain't perfect, but it'll do till perfect gets here. Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome. And by the way...
I know. We have a broadcast to do. Takes more than an insane intergalactic blob creature with an obsession to stop Toonami, baby. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Say the words, Tom.
Oh, yeah. I still